Howdy, everyone. You're listening to an episode of Thorn in Your Side. And I'm your host, C. Thorn. This is the podcast where I talk about information and opinions, both popular and unpopular, related to random topics, both serious and non-serious. And feel free to listen because it needs to be said. Besides, you already pressed the play button. So relax, don't go anywhere, and prepare to be entertained and informed. Today is such a great day. I've been graced with the presence of my most favorite guest ever. It's none other, than Lizzie B. So, Lizzie B, how you doing?
I'm back, you guys. So happy to be here once again to share my opinion on some topics. I've been doing well. Per doctor's orders, I had to eat applesauce because of my teeth giving me some aches and pains. But overall, doing good.
Lizzie B, it's so great for you to be here. And once again, you look very nice. The hair.
Oh my God, right?
Clothes.
Oh, thank you.
Oh my goodness, Lizzie B, you was working.
Oh, stop it.
You was working it, girl.
Stop.
Now, you may have noticed, I have a rather nice security system now.
I do see it's a lot going on in here. A lot of unexpected guests.
Yeah, unfortunately, I had some weird fanboys, and there was this creature that tried selling me some dangerous cereal.
Oh, no.
It was horrible, Lizzie B. The cereal was glowing.
I'm not glowing, baby.
I was not eating that garbage.
Sounds like alien type stuff.
It probably was. But I gotta admit, I was able to hug it, and that fur was soft. Well, the thing is, Lizzie B,
okay.
Don't you just hate it when something's a shell of its former self?
Oh, for sure. I hate when you grew up or you said something being what it was and it no longer is, and then it's just
yeah, basically a sellout. I feel like the poster child for being a sellout, as well as being a shell of your former self, would have to be MTV.
MTV, the channel Music Television Network or whatever.
You would think it's called music television, but based on the current programming, it's not really music television, but it keeps that name.
Yeah, you're right about that. I can't tell you the last time I've seen a music video or
I don't think it exists.
I don't think so either. It's quite trashy now, right?
Basically. Now, you would think it would rebrand itself, just like how ABC Family became Freeform, but MTV is still MTV, music television, but they don't really care about music that much.
It is quite weird. You would change the name.
You hear music in the soundtrack for a TV show, but not the focus of the show. The focus of the show is not music. So what's up with that?
I don't understand why they wouldn't just change the name if it's not about music anymore.
Well, I guess they just want to keep their name to give people hope that they might go back to how it used to be.
I didn't think
it won't happen one bit. In fact, I doubt it. Now, to all the people out there who are fans of MTV, as well as the people who work on MTV, we don't mean to be a pair of thorns in your side. But MTV needs to go back to how they used to be, which is music television.
And less trashy, for sure.
Oh, of course. More music, less trash. Now, before we start roasting this channel, believe it or not, MTV was actually good quality at one point. In fact, it has some really good shows that were centered around music. So, Lizzie B, what was your favorite show on MTV?
Oh my goodness. So my favorite show would have to be The Real World.
That's not music related.
Oh, oh god. Okay.
Come on.
Okay, so music related. So I know. TRL. Oh my god. Not Colin Farrell, but Carson Daly. There we go. Carson Daly.
Oh, okay, awesome.
He was my guy. Like, if you wanted to see your favorite musicians break a new music video, sing and perform live, TRL was the show to watch, and I absolutely looked forward to it every afternoon. Wish I was in New York, standing outside the window, just looking at the artists wave down. Hello, Sean. Hello, Lizzie. Hello, Peter. Hello. Like, saying hello to me. Oh my goodness. Like, the energy and just like the fandom was just so organic and just, pure perfection. Loved it. Loved it.
I remember that show too. It was nice having a show that basically showcased music videos because, once again, it's MTV.
Music television.
We want to see and hear music. That's the point of the channel.
Point.
Okay?
Right.
Now, my favorite show on MTV, it was this show called Making the Band.
Oh my god, yes!
Yes. That show was awesome. It was hilarious. It was a reality series in which a bunch of kids, teenagers, whatever, try to compete against each other to join Puff Daddy's, P. Diddy's group, band, whatever.
Make a group or whatever. It was, oh my god.
It was very awesome.
You will entertain.
It was entertaining and it was music related. So I was okay with tolerating the trashy ratchetness on television. At least it was music related.
Oh my god. Making a Band birthed so many viral moments even before that became a thing that is now. Like, it was so funny. The drama, and like they really had the hunger because they wanted to become these big superstars.
Of course. I mean,
oh my goodness, that show like goes down in history as like definitely one of the best shows they had on that network.
Well, of course, because once again, it's music television. So when you give us television shows based on music, we like that.
Love it.
You should always do shows like that because that's what your channel is supposed to show.
You would think, but they definitely dwindled away from that concept. So here we are.
Unfortunately. Now we come to the part where we're talking about the shows that are definitely the lowest of the low. The trashiest of the trashiest. The nastiest of the nasty.
Oh, not nasty.
Oh, of course. Basically, shows on MTV that was just stupid and dumb and should have never got made in the first place.
Never.
So, once again, Lizzie B, what kind of show comes to mind as one of the worst shows you've ever seen on MTV?
Oh my god, I have a few I can list out, but my top show that I was just extremely disgusted by would have to be 16 Pregnant.
Of course.
Honestly, I feel like it normalized wanting to get pregnant just to get a little fame.
Of course.
And a check for you and your baby daddy, your mom, whoever you was living with. Like, I was honestly disgusted that there was even more than one season of this show because they were basically using these kids' mistakes as a come up.
Basically.
And just pretty much projecting just the negative side. It was never anything positive coming out of it.
Of course, that's MTV.
Nothing was ever inspirational about the show other than I won't do that. However, maybe they worked through a couple of arguments, but at the same time, the fact that this was a show, they purposely looked out and found these girls with these broken homes, clearly, broken relationships, and just really focus on making it all about drama. It was never any like, I grew and realized X, Y, and Z. It was always, he doesn't care about me anymore. The daddy doesn't care. Let me be clear. My baby's father, who's now my ex after I gave birth, doesn't care or love me anymore because I just gave birth. All of a sudden, the love no longer exists. My mom is mad. My dad is mad. And I'm sitting here with a baby on my hip. here we are.
And a camera staring at you.
But the good thing is, I know their parents were like, okay, well, we'll deal with it as long as we get a check.
Basically.
So we will continue the foolishness and to continue to display the foolishness as long as we are properly compensated for showing our mess to the world.
Basically, I just did not like that show at all. 16 pregnant and teen mom.
Enough for teen mom. The fact that they basically a spinoff. Let's keep it cool.
Yeah, it's a spinoff.
It was basically a spinoff.
A spinoff or continuation.
Because they wanted to continue to follow the foolery from the young girl who had just turned 16 and had her baby, but now she's 17, 18, still going crazy. Baby father nowhere to be found. Maybe sometimes in a scene or two, but we already know the check is cleared. So here we are.
Basically.
The check is cleared. So here we are. Of course you can be in my house and see the foolishness I have to do. And oh my God, changing pampers. He's not here to help me. Why you don't have a job? I have to work. Who's going to watch the baby while I work? Too much. And I am 17 and I have yet to graduate high school. Come on. Foolish.
It's MTV, so they're very good at exploiting young kids. That's exactly what it does, okay? The fact that MTV turned Teen Mom into a franchise is disgusting because it's not just one girl. Oh, sorry.
Not just one.
It's not just one girl. It's several girls
young
who have kids in high school trying to glorify it.
It was basically the Real Housewives before the Real Housewives. If you think about it.
Basically.
Because like the Real Housewives, a lot of them aren't even wives. Let's keep it cool.
Basically.
But here we are following these young ladies. I wonder why they go through this process and still deal with the headache and still hope that there's going to be love between them and their ex-boyfriend, you know, because of course the baby's supposed to bring us closer, allegedly. That's I don't know why people still believe that, but you know, here we are in 2023 and that's still a thing.
And I gotta say, Lizzie B, you said something really good about they're trying to make their own little housewife thing. That's kind of what it is, because it's almost like MTV is turning Teen Mom to their own version of Real Housewives.
But just younger women. Disgusting.
Yeah, instead of Real Housewives of Miami, we have Real Moms of Miami High School.
Oh my God. So true. So
it's
true.
Disgusting, but you know what? If it gets ratings, then why not?
And the masses eat it up.
It's nasty.
They eat it up.
It's disgusting.
Oh my goodness.
It's not to make you barf, but you know what? Like I said, it's ratings.
All about the ratings.
People like watching trash, so why not? Now, as for me, it was a show called I Want a Famous Face.
Oh God, I remember that. Oh
yeah,
my
I wish I didn't, but I do. As the name implies, is basically a bunch of kids with abysmal self-esteem who think that they're so unattractive or so obsessed with a celebrity, they want to have the face of a celebrity. So, as you would guess, they undergo cosmetic surgery. So you have a show on MTV that's giving these kids a way to have plastic surgery. Why would MTV promote that?
It's like self-hate being promoted. Like, we should be promoting self-love, not hate.
Why would MTV have this show of people wanting to have surgery to look like somebody else?
And the crazy thing is, that's what everybody's doing now. They kind of were ahead of their time. Let's think about it.
Yeah,
they were ahead of the time again. Just like the housewives. They were ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
Because now everyone wants to look like a particular girl. I'm not going to say her name. No free promo over here. But everyone wants to look like that person. And they go for that aesthetic. Because it's all about the aesthetics of the face.
Basically.
More so. So you have a lot to these young ladies and men that kind of look like family members now. Mm-hmm. Everyone looks related.
Yeah. And it's really sad because, like I said, this show, you can tell these people, they just didn't like how they look. But after their surgery, they look worse. Ugh. You should get your money back. But you really can't get a refund for a plastic surgery because the damage is done.
It's too late. The damage is done. You know, it's one of those things where you have to work on yourself from the inside.
Basically.
Versus the outside. And it's so quick and easy to just nip and tuck. And you're still not going to be satisfied in the day.
Yeah, it's disgusting. Because why would they do that?
Yeah.
Come on now, MTV. That's a stupid decision.
I mean, they're prying on young, impressionable minds, like you said, with low self-esteem.
Of course. And
it's easy to convince, hey, we'll pay for your surgery if you let us document the process.
Yeah.
And cut you a small little check. It's always about the money, right?
Of course. I mean, people embarrass themselves all the time for money.
I would love to know if there's like a follow-up. If they can do a follow-up on everyone they did in that show.
I mean,
I would love to see if they're thriving or feel better about themselves
they feel
in
worse.
2023.
They don't. They
I
probably look worse. They probably got more surgery. But, you know, people just need to love themselves more because that was awful. I'm not
learn to love yourself from the inside, and then the outside you'll learn to love eventually.
Pretty much. So MTV shouldn't glorify the wanting to look like somebody else. Like envy or covet, one of those words. It's not good. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't think of it.
It's one of those.
But I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So, Lizzie B, back to you. What's another show that was completely disgusting?
Well, the next show, I must admit, I used to watch every season faithfully. However, it was disgusting. Don't get me wrong. The Jersey Shore.
Oh.
Let me tell you, I was so invested in Sam's relationship with, I want to say his name was Mike or whoever. It was basically the concept of the show is following these like 7 kids in this pretty much party house. They would go out every night, drink, get drunk, lay on the floor, throw up in the trash can, and then wake up the next day and repeat. There was no going to class or going to a workshop to learn a new skill. No, it was we washed clothes, we partied and got drunk, and sometimes we didn't even make it out the cab because we were just that drunk. It was hilarious. Oh yeah, can't forget the fighting. Plenty of fighting. Oh my goodness. And they allowed it. It was one of the first shows, I want to say, reality-wise, that they allowed fighting to take place. They didn't stop it like you see a lot of these shows do nowadays.
Some shows would stop.
They let it go. They would let the arguments, get worse and worse. And then like there's a couple of fists, there's some slaps, there's some hair grabbing. And then we do the same thing tomorrow. And then the next day. And then the next day. And then the next day. Then the next day. And then the next day. And then the next day. And then the next day. Then the next day. And then the next day, and guess what? The next day! Oh my god! It was hilarious! Like, I, was obsessed. I'm not even gonna front. Like, now the whole, reboot they have with them on vacation, everyone's now has plastic surgery, so everyone's gotten their, everybody's gotten that check to get the body done, and divorced, married, all that good stuff. But the original, when they first came out, definitely, I was hooked. Great show. Horrible show, but great show.
It's not, that's not fair, Lizzie B. That was a horrible show.
Oh my god, what?
It was basically real world, but worse.
Oh, it was terrible.
The worst world.
There was
the worst world.
There was literally no learning, nothing. You just went to the bar and you went to the shore, literally. Got on the Ferris wheel, ate cotton candy, just got drunk, ended up fighting, and then go to sleep and start all over again. That's all you did. Tell me if they did anything worth anything on that show.
Nothing but bad influences, Lizzie B.
Oh my god. Entertainment.
That's not fair, Lizzie B. I would not approve of that show one bit.
I would.
All right, Lizzie B. I'll let you do it again.
Okay, so we don't mean to be thorns in your sides, but the thing with MTV, oh goodness gracious.
What happened?
Okay, I just recalled that I have an appointment I have to get to.
Seriously?
Can we please postpone this for later?
Well, Of course, Lizzie B.
Okay. Oh my goodness, I completely scatterbrained.
It's all right. It's all right.
Oh my
Lizzie
god.
B.
Oh my god.
Good.
Oh my god.
Lizzie B. Everything is all right.
Okay. Okay. Everything's great.
It's all good. Okay. We have a lot to talk about. MTV's long-running channel.
It is. So much more I want to, talk about and discuss.
Lots of good stuff. Lots of horrible stuff. But, mostly awful. But, yeah.
But next time for sure, when I have more time, I just have to go.
Oh, yes. No problem. No problem.
It was a pleasure, as always.
Yes,
I always look forward
nice to have you here, Lizzie B. Yes, Lizzie B. You're awesome.
Oh, the feelings mutual.
Yes.
Oh, stop it. I have to go. Okay. I'll see you soon.
All
okay?
Right.
Bye.
All right, everybody. All right, we'll continue this next time, everybody. I guess since we're not done talking about MTV, then there's no final point. Thanks for listening to this week's episode of Thorn and Your Side. And now I'm your host, C. Thorn. Feel free to comment, subscribe, tweet, follow, share, post, or whatever. And there'll be another beautiful episode next week. And remember, be smart and stay sharp.